Welcome to Nerd Stalker, episode 31. I'm your host, Adolfo Ferranda. We attend a standing room only San Francisco New Tech meetup to speak with the CEO of Evernote.com. And you are?
Phil Libin. I'm the CEO of Evernote.
What is Evernote?
Well, Evernote is your external brain. Basically, we figure there's a few billion people in the world that aren't satisfied with their meat brain. So we want to give everyone a better brain. So Evernote is a service that follows you around on all of your computers, all your phones, all your devices, and whenever you want to remember something, you remember it, put it in Evernote, and feel comfortable that you've got superhuman memory powers.
What kind of things can you capture, and what's happening with those things that you can capture?
Well, we did extensive research, and we figured out that you can break up every single thing that happens to you, all of your memories, into two categories. Stuff that happens to you when you're in front of your computer, and stuff that happens to you when you're not in front of your computer. If it's in front of your computer, then chances are you want to remember something that you're seeing on the screen, portion of a web page, a document, an email, whatever. And then we have all sorts of ways to just highlight just the stuff you're interested in, push one button, and it's in your Evernote account. Or you're walking around, you're in the real world, chances are you've got your phone with you, you got a camera with you, and then your camera or your phone becomes your capturing device. So if you're walking around and you see someone we want to remember, you can take a picture of them or their business card, or if you have an inspiration, you can leave a voice note for yourself, or you can type in a note. If you go to a restaurant, have a bottle of wine that you like, you can take a picture of the bottle of wine and remember it. So whatever it is, if it's on your computer, you do it that way. If it's out of your computer, you use your phone or your camera as a device. All of this stuff immediately goes into Evernote, into the Evernote servers, and then we do a bunch of processing and recognition on it. So we'll actually pull text information out of your images, we'll clean that up, we'll make them readable, we'll index it. So if I take a picture of a whiteboard after I have a meeting, I'll be able to then search for the words on there and it'll come up in context. And then all of this stuff is then synchronized back down to all your Evernote clients, so you have it always locally on your Mac or your PC, as well as all of our other applications and on the web.
So we're talking images, audio,
yeah,
and text, right? Like just your normal sort of...
And what we just added is actually just files. So you could have you're working on a spreadsheet or a presentation, you just drag that into Evernote and it'll synchronize it across all your clients. That's our first premium-only feature. Okay. So you can, I could be working on a spreadsheet at home, throw it into Evernote. It's there. It's in my live stream along with everything else. I could be taking the train back home. I can look at that spreadsheet on my iPhone. I get home. I immediately have it on my Mac at home. I can make changes. Those changes automatically go back in so that they're all updated. So yeah, so it's basically anything you want to remember or anything you're working on, and of your mental state, except bigger and everywhere. So we have two subscription levels. There's a free and a premium. Free gets you all of our clients, Mac, Windows, web, iPhone, Windows Mobile, a bunch of others are coming all the time. You can put any kinds of notes or information in there, pictures, audio, text, digital ink. If you have like a tablet PC, we actually do really good digital ink recognition. You're limited to 40 megabytes of new notes every month. So every 30 days, you get another 40 megabytes of new stuff that you can put in there. Premium is $5 a month or $45 a year because we're bad at math. And people always ask why it's such a big discount. Don't know how to multiply, what can I tell you?
What is your background, and how did you come up with the idea for Evernote?
Well, my background is I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. It's computer science and software. I didn't come up with the idea for Evernote. It's actually my idea. The company was founded by this mad genius Russian-American scientist named Stepan Pachikov. And he had an R&D team, has an R&D team. He's our founder and board member and principal architect at Evernote. And they've been working in this field, Stepan and his team, for a long time. In fact, this was the original team behind the Apple Newton. If you guys remember the Apple Newton, kind of the world's first PDA with digital ink. They did all that really cool stuff there. Me too. I think I was in college, and that was like the main thing I wanted was that Newton. So they came up with Evernote. Stepan's idea was an external memory for everyone. They spent a few years working on the R&D, doing all the hard, mathy stuff to actually get this thing to work. And then I had the relatively easy job. I came on board about a year and a half ago to actually just productize it. So we defined the service, launched it about 10 months ago, and been with the company now for about a year and a half and really enjoying it. Bunch of stuff coming this year. We currently have about 650,000 users, a little bit more than that now. It's about 10 months, 650,000 users. Plan is to be over 2 million by the end of this year. Lots of new features coming out. Basically, a whole lot of sharing and collaboration stuff. So right now, Evernote is primarily, what's in your own head.
Yeah.
We kind of started. We wanted to be the kind of the opposite of all of the social apps. Yeah. We kind of said like everything else is like the look at me generation. Like, hey, look what I'm doing right now.
Totally.
And we thought, okay, that's great. There's a big market for that, but there's also like a fairly big community of people who value what's in their heads because it's important to them. They don't just want to share it. So we built Evernote initially to be what's in your head. But the next step is, well, a lot of that stuff you actually want to collaborate, you want to share. So we're going to allow you to share notes and notebooks, actually collaborate with people, specify who gets different, read rights, modify rights, all that kind of stuff. So that's coming. A bunch of new devices are coming. So right now we have iPhone and Windows Mobile. And if you have any other phone, we have a mobile web interface. So you can use this, but you have to use it through the web. But we're making native clients for a bunch of other phones this year. And a few really exciting partnerships that which we'll be announcing. We announced a couple in the past month, and we'll be announcing a few more.
And the couple that you just announced?
Well, one of the... man, I can't say which one my favorite is. They're all pretty great. One that I'm really excited about is with iFi. They make those SD cards with Wi-Fi.
We just interviewed iFi,
Yeah, so they're great. In fact, we're going to be next door neighbors with them. We're going to move office space soon. So the deal with iFi is you get an SD card, you pop it into any camera, and now all of that stuff automatically goes into Evernote. So you can just carry your point at your camera around and use it to take pictures of anything.
Wow.
And that's like the difference between taking a picture with a real camera and a camera phone is just amazing in terms of how fast it is. It takes like a second. You take your camera out, that's it. You don't have to like start any apps or anything like that. So now you can use your camera not just for like sentimental, pictures or blurry snapshots of your friends. You can actually use it as a memory capturing device, which is pretty cool. So like I buy a new digital camera, every year or so because I'm kind of a geek, and I use it like once on like whatever trip I'm going on, and then it sits in my drawer. And since launching this, I actually carry my camera around all the time because now I actually use it for everything. So that's a really awesome one. We released our SDK, so we have a few developers actually developing Evernote applications that use Evernote. A couple of really cool ones have launched. Pelotonics is one, Tarpipe is another. Some really nice ones are launching in the next couple of weeks. And that's all on our blog. If you just go to blog.evernote.com. Anything that our own application clients do, you can do with the API. So it's really full-featured. And again, we have some pretty cool integrations already and some really mind-blowing ones that I just got to see early releases of a few days ago that are going to be coming soon. So we have, it's pretty cool because we only have like 10, 15, 20 people at Evernote, working as developers at any given time. In fact, I don't think we've ever had 20, so I probably have about 15 developers now. And a lot of stuff, so it's a lot of work. Since launching the API a couple of months ago, we have over 150 external organizations working on Evernote apps. So we've just like multiplied, by more than 10, the number of people that are like trying to make cool things with Evernote. So I expect a really good year for that. We are hiring.
Hey, there you go.
So if you're really good, and you have to be really good because we are going to be total dicks in the interview process. But if you're really good, really all positions, send your jobs09@evernote.com. And if you're great and you're looking for a job, let us know.
That's great to know. Thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you.